is I feel like there is some jealousy either coming from you towards your partner. And I feel like you want to, if that resonates with you, you want to curb the jealousy, because I feel like it might be driving your partner away. Okay. It's kind of like one of those self-fulfilling prophecy where we're just like, I know he's cheating on me, or I know she's cheating on me. I know my partner's cheating on me. And then you start like, rather than, trusting them at face value, you start to question, you start to like, do things to undermine them or to like sabotage a relationships. And then at the end of it, the partner might feel like, oh, she or he doesn't trust me anyways, so I'm just going to go out and cheat, because like, it becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I want you to really be careful about that. If you are in a relationship and you're supposed to be seeing each other exclusively, and you have these trust issues that creep up, you want to ask yourself, first of all, is this like a recurring pattern in all of my relationships? Or is this something that is only exclusive to this relationship? That will pretty much allow you to see if it's what you need to address, okay? If it's innate, like underlying trust issues that you have, or if it's like something, if there's something wrong with the current relationship that you're in. So try to do that. And obviously that's not going to apply to everybody. But I feel like for those of you who are going through these insecure moments and you're doubting your partner, I do sense that you want to talk about this. And whatever they have to say, unless evidence proves otherwise, trust them, have faith in them, and try to, give them the benefit of the doubt, okay? Because I feel like somebody is being interrogated, somebody is re-examining a situation, and it's not looking too great. So I feel like you might have to treat your relationship partner with kitty gloves, because they are somewhat like emotional and overly sensitive for this month. So it can create, discord in a relationship. Like you're just asking harmless questions, but they might take it the wrong way as well, okay? So just be careful about that. Now, in terms of other people interfering with the relationship, I feel that you might want to be careful as well. I feel like there's a third party soliciting either you or your relationship partner. And I feel that the third party, you might be tempted. Honestly, Libras, I'm feeling temptation. I'm feeling temptation. I'm feeling temptation to close doors on your current relationship and to pursue something else, okay? But don't do anything during the Mercury in retrograde. If you break up, you will regret it. I feel like even if it's the wrong person for you, you will, think about it and you might regret it. If it is an ongoing issue and you feel like you want to break up, then by all means, go ahead. If it's an ongoing thing. But if it's just like misunderstanding, arguments, miscommunication popping up for this month, we are in the midst of this really potent Mercury in retrograde. So there will be misunderstandings, there will be arguments, and there will be words that are kind of things that just slip out against our will. We might resort to saying hurtful words to one another. So I want you to just be very, very careful and save, major discussions and decisions until the end of that period, which is going to be the very last week of this month, okay? The energy is very, very strong, so you want to wait until the end of the a Mercury shadow period, which is going to end by the end of this month. All right. So let me pull out three more advice cards. I feel like for those of you who are single, things are looking really good for you. You have some new love coming through. Libras, I want you to also be aware of gossipy, jealous friends. Okay, that's what I'm feeling. For those of you who are newly single, I feel some really attractive people coming in, possibly a person or just people coming through for you towards the, on the dating front. For those of you who are completely single and you're looking to date somebody new, I feel that there is somebody very quite attractive coming around, and it's going to make you feel quite good. Going to pull out one more card for the advice. just one last card. Okay, so let's look at this situation here. Let's talk about the first cluster here, or the first pair. Let's just call them pairs. Okay, so let me just see, for those of you who are in a marriage type of situation, okay, there is something here that indicates to me that in a work environment, if you're working with a big organization, a big institution, there is also a need for you to be a little bit of a conformist this month. If you are dealing with family institutions like, family members, parents, family, people you are married to, there is also a need for you to curb what you have to say, or to like minimize the conflict in this environment coming in for this month. What I'm also sensing is that for those of you who are like students, for example, you want to persevere, you want to push a little bit harder, and so don't give up, okay? So if you're like going through final season, and if you have like things that it just seems really tedious and really boring, it's telling you to persevere, it's telling you to push toward forward, and you're going to get a better outcome, all right? I don't feel both of these cards alone, like they're not negative cards, and together it just seems to me that there is some there's an energy here that you want to go against the grain, you want to go against the tide, but I do feel being a little bit more of a conformist is going to be very, very beneficial for you. And it's mainly telling you to persevere, to push through, and to also do things by the book. You might be inclined to cut corners. You might see other people around you in your work environment cutting corners, especially. So I do feel that it's really important for you to do things by the book. What I'm also feeling is that for a lot of you who are returning to school, you are learning some skills that is going to help you greatly later on in whatever job, whatever field you are looking to apply to, or you're looking to inject yourself in, or you're looking to like work at. You're building up some skills right now. So for the rest of, especially this month, it's about revisiting. It's about doing things the right way so that you get it the first time. And then after you get it, then you can go ahead and do your creative stuff. But in terms of this month, do things by the book. Don't cut corners, because there might be ramifications, okay? Um, Overall career and success, we have some very, very good cards here. This is a really, really powerful month for you to execute some type of a plan, Libras. So we have the Alchemist, which is the Magician, as well as the Chariot. The Magician is somebody who is very, very knowledgeable. They have like a little bit of magic about them. They can make a new situation out of something that has, outlived its use. So, for example, what I'm feeling is this. This is like making something great out of nothing, okay? What I'm sensing for a lot of you is I feel like a lot of you have recently put an end to something. Either it's a job, either it's a career, either it's a person, like a relationship partner. A lot of you have ended something and you're starting a new phase in your life. And you feel like you don't really have the adequate skills and you don't have the skills, or you don't have the knowledge. So you are expanding your knowledge. So in that way, it's telling me that you have to go through like traditional channels in order to expand your knowledge, okay? And you have to do things by the book. But it's also telling me that, on the heels of something ending, you're kind of like rattled, and you're not really sure what you want to do next. You're not really sure what you should do, and you're not really sure if you can pick yourself up and start over. And this is basically telling you, both of these cards together, you have all the tools that you need in order for you to start over. And if you just take the step in the right direction and start again, start anew, you are going to have a lot of help along the way from the external environment, from the universe, from people in your periphery. Not only that, you are a lot more capable than you give yourself credit for. So you really need to like approach this with a lot of self-confidence, as if, I actually know what I'm doing. I'm just going to go for it and ask questions later. So I do feel that this is a month for you to put yourself on display, to put yourself out there, to exercise or execute those plans that you have in the back, on the back burner, and to really show other people what you're made of. Okay, so this is like you have everything that you need. You are very, very methodical, Libras. Out of all the the air signs, you are the most concentrated, deliberate, and the least scattered. So you know how to direct your energy in many, many ways. So I do feel that this is not the month for you to try to accumulate shallow knowledge. So it's not about being the jack of all trades. It's not about learning something, on a very superficial, on a very shallow basis. It's about diving deep and understanding something, ins and outs of how something works, in order for you to focus your energy. Okay, so don't scatter. Focus your energy. Find something that drives your passion. Focus on it exclusively, and you are going to get a lot of success further down the line as a result of it. All right. In terms of the financial situation, we do have the High Priestess as well as the Ten of Pentacles. Now, the High Priestess usually indicates to me something that is hidden, either some fine print in the contracts, business contracts, sales contracts, some type of document that is might be missing in your work environment, some really, really important stipulations that a lot of people might have overlooked in the work environment. It is really important for you to read the fine print, not make any errors. And I know this is standard Mercury in retrograde, but I feel like keep your documents close to you. If you are dealing with confidential information, you want to make sure it's not being revealed it's not being like brought into the light, okay, is what I'm feeling. It can be very hurtful for your reputation. It can also damage the credibility of the work that you're trying to do. I feel that you have a lot of, you're privy to like very, very confidential information, and a very small group of people have access to the information here, mainly because of the Magician. So make sure that it doesn't get out. Be very clear before you send out messages, that you attach, that you, when you send messages or emails, that you attach the right information. Okay, double check. It's going to save you further down the line. Now, I feel that in terms of the work environment, I feel like there's a lot of people, there's a lot of like busy energy in your work environment. The work environment itself seems a little bit chaotic to me. So I feel like you might be working in a big company with a lot of people around. It's noisy. It's hard for you to stay focused. So find ways to tune it out, either by like, bringing headphones to work. I don't know if that's allowed in your company, but listen to music while you're doing the work, but try not to, make mistakes. Try not to get distracted. But I feel like the work environment itself is not giving you peace of mind, mainly because there's a lot to do. There's a lot of people in it. It seems to me to be very hierarchical. It seems to be like almost patriarchal as well. So for those of you women in a work environment, I feel like you might feel a little bit left out or sidelined. But I do want you to work with this energy. Like, it's a very yang type of energy within your work environment. And I do sense that it would be in your best interest to kind of like keep yourself under wraps, or keep working diligently. Don't worry about what other people are saying. There might be like, information left and right, like people gossiping even. You're hearing or you're catching wind of this information, and it's really important for you to like, don't let it disturb you. Don't let it like, funk up your energy level, and don't let it mess with the way that you think, or mess with the way that you perceive other people are receiving you, okay? So don't get distracted on the work front with things that are not work related, and keep yourself low, and keep a low profile. Keep focus as well on small minor details, especially if it pertains to paperwork and contracts, okay? In terms of your overall, I feel like this is more I'm not really sure where this is going, but let's talk about both of these cards. Okay, so what I'm feeling first is this is more of the relationship situation. And I'm seeing two possible scenarios here. So let's talk about this first. The Devil card indicates to me This is like addiction. This is basically addiction to a way of life, addiction to a way of behaving, also addiction to, physical substances. Okay, so a lot of you, this is something that you are going to be grappling with in yourself or within other people that you love. You are seeing some type of addiction playing out in the people in your environment, and it's making it very difficult for you to not speak up. Okay, so you're trying to, you're all about balance and things like that. So if somebody is behaving in a way where they are like on a power trip, where they feel like they have to put others down in order to make themselves feel good, you are in a position now where you're just like, oh, I'm not going to tolerate that. I'm going to stand up for this person because they can't stand up for themselves. So I feel like a little bit of a whistleblower energy about you coming in for this month, where you're fighting for the underdog, where you are actually helping others see that their behavior is not okay. Their behavior is not kind. Their behavior is not socially or even like morally acceptable. So I do feel that you are fighting. You are a cause for justice this month. I do feel there might be some backlash, and I feel that there will be some backlash. In a normal setting, I feel that you're very, very, go with the flow and very like live and let live, and you don't want to rock the boat. But I feel like there is some weird Mercury in retrograde energy where I feel like this is an unexpected side to Libras, where you want things to be fair, and if a situation is not fair, you will kick up a fuss, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I just want to warn you, there is going to be some backlash here in terms of conflict coming through from the other person to make your life a little bit more difficult. And I want you to anticipate that now, so that when you are in a position where you feel like, I need to say something about this situation because it's not fair, plan out how you want to say it. Don't say things. It's never a good time to say things when we're angry. So try to find a way to soften it so that you are well received, so that you can avoid the backlash, okay? That's what I'm sensing. For others of you who are in a relationship, and I feel like this might be, if you're in a relationship, I don't know exactly who you're with until I pull out the love deck. But what I'm sensing is you might be in a relationship where you don't really get along with the other person, like philosophically, just intellectually, verbally, you don't really have very much in common. You don't really get along with the other person, but you have a very strong sense of physical chemistry, sexual chemistry here. And it's in your best interest to try to balance this out, to see if it can be balanced out. Otherwise, it just seems to me like a toxic relationship, okay? In terms of your advice, we have here the King of Swords, the Hermit, and the Eight of Swords. Let's just talk about overall what's happening here. I feel like a lot of you are in a position where you're being kept in the dark about something. I feel like somebody is withholding information, and I feel that you're kept in the dark about a situation. And for those of you where this is playing out in a work environment, I feel like there's some digging that you need to do, and this means, looking up company policies, looking up like company practices just to cover your trail, or to like protect yourself, okay? If you are like in a probationary work situation and somebody is like telling you have to work like 50, 60 hours and they're dumping responsibilities on you, for example, it's really important to look at company guidelines and find ways to get yourself out of this, because I feel like you're not being treated fairly, and you are like that is not fair. You know that they have no right to do this to you. So look up company policies. It will be, a good asset for you when you have to, defend yourself, okay? So things are not what they seem, and I feel like you have ways to get yourself out of this situation, but I feel you're hesitant. So once again, execute some plans. Whatever you need to do to take care of yourself, Whatever you need to do to change a situation, do it. Don't be afraid. Don't shy from conflict. Just do it, and you're going to get a very good outcome, okay? In terms of your spiritual advice here, what I do feel is um, don't play the victim, play the victor, okay? And you have some divine protection here. You have your spirit guides are guiding you in the right direction. You have some information that will be revealed to you throughout the course of this month that will that will give you the upper hand, okay? So I feel like in the meantime, try to lay low and try to figure out what you need to do. And then towards the end of the month, when the information comes through, when the insight comes through, it's going to be like a flash of lightning. It's going to be out of the blue, and you're going to have that information in order for you to like play the role of the victor, okay? So the first week, what I'm feeling is, that whole stay calm and do things by the book. I feel rules and regulations, they might have been restrictive in the past. They're actually going to help you to achieve some important goal coming in for this month, okay? Information coming to light, at least you are getting some spiritual guidance that will guide you on the right path for you to take, all right? So Libras, hang in there. It's going to be a little bit rough, but I do feel finances are looking very good for you guys. So let's see what's in store for you for love and relationships, love, romance, relationships. I'm going to leave this over here. Okay, so there are a few directions that this is going to go, so I'm just going to talk about it as if, it's an evolving story. What I'm feeling is, first of all, for those of you who are in stable relationships, okay, like some type of a long-standing existing relationship, I feel like there might be some online flirtation, text messages, communication, either from you or from your partner. I don't feel like infidelity, but I feel like messages, weird messages, like, things you didn't expect to find. I feel that you are stumbling across this information, and I feel like it's kind of unexpected, and then it's going to, force you to make a decision here. It's going to force you, it's going to be a little bit of a shock, and I feel like it's a little bit of a, so obviously this is not going to apply to all of you, but I feel like this is something that is notorious with Mercury in retrograde. Um, if people have been doing things behind your back, you are going to find out. And I feel like, unfortunately, this is something that is coming through. I feel that for a lot of you, we have the High Priestess, so you might have been suspecting this for some time. And on top of that, we have the revelation, things coming to light. And as a result of it, I do feel that you are going to have to decide if you want to salvage the relationship by talking about it, or if you're going to scrap the relationship altogether, okay? What is coming through, what's crowning you here is the Temperance card. And the Temperance card usually indicates to me a situation where we are going to have to be patient, where we are going to have to not jump to conclusions and not jump the gun and say things or do things that we might regret. So this is a card about, holding back a little bit, taking some time out to weigh the pros and the cons before you jump into a situation or before you make up your mind about something. Okay, so give the other side the benefit of the doubt and give somebody a chance or an opportunity to explain themselves. Okay. What I'm feeling here is we do have the Hermit once again. It showed up earlier and it's showing up again. So I feel like for a lot of you, if you are single right now, I feel like you have been through the ringer in the past. We have the Tower showing up here, and as a result of it, you're kind of you're keeping yourself in isolation, and you're in a position where you've been single for quite some time. So in the past, the excuse might have been, I'm going to be single, I'm going to be on my own, and I've been through a lot, and I don't want to deal with this hurt, this betrayal again. And I'm not going to downplay the fact that it was really, really painful for you. But what I'm feeling is you've been in this single state for a really, really long time. You have your sword up, you have your guard up, you're keeping people at arm's length, and you're not letting people in. And I feel like for a small segment of you, this might be the case. You've been through a bad situation and you've been alone and you're comfortable being alone. And as a result of it, you're blocking new people from coming through. And this is something that would be really good for you to try to get yourself out of this isolation. In the past, staying single might have been, a good reason because you were trying to get over that. But now you've been here for too long. It's no longer a good reason. So don't use that as an excuse and don't use that as a way for you to say, to keep people away. All right. Because I feel like you need to branch out. You need to keep yourself in good company and you need to like step out into the social world again. All right. For others of you single and looking, I do feel here we do have a very strong earth sign. Earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is somebody who is interested in you. They are coming in with a very, very strong, solid offer. If you have been dating for some time, I feel like there might be a proposal. Taking things to the next level, making, plans with one another. If you are in a solid relationship, I feel like you might be contemplating, they might have recently landed a job. You might have recently landed a job, and now as a couple, you are trying to decide whether or not you should move ahead and move together into the new job, okay? I also feel like if you're dating an earth sign, there's definitely taking relationship to the next level, and this can be their sun, their moon, or their rising. Um, it seems to me to be very solid for those of you who are newly dating. But either way, I feel like a relationship being taken to the next level here. I feel that emotionally, you're very, very up and down this month, Libras. I feel almost like I feel almost like for a lot of you, you've been through, a world of hurt and pain. A new person is coming in for you, and you're getting like the ideal person that you want with the star card here, but you're still very hesitant, and I don't understand why that is. It might be because of trust issues. It might be because of trust issues. So once again, figure out where that is coming from. If that is a trust issue, a childhood like abandonment issue that you need to overcome so that you can become healthy in a relationship with another person. Okay, we have to be healthy first before we can invite other people in. It's just a courtesy for them. So figure out where the trust issues are coming from. If you are like thumbing through people's emails, text messages, and you want to really, get to the root of it, where is this coming from? Why is this person doing this to me? Or why am I doing this to the other person? Where is the trust? Figure out where the trust issues are coming from. So I feel like emotionally, it's like a little bit of an emotional roller coaster for you this month. I see some travel indicated as well. If you are traveling alone or if your partner is traveling a lot, that might cause discord in the relationship. So try to make time, travel together, spend time together. I feel a lot of one energy. People are like very singular, so I don't feel like two people involved in, you know, like it isn't a great amorous month for Libras. I feel that, but I also feel like there's a lot of solitary energy. So those of you who are coupled, I feel like alone time, trying to balance between work and romance is going to be a major, major challenge for this month. Okay, so make sure you work at it. All right, and be patient here. So I'm sorry for the bummer love reading. I do wish you all the best though, and you know, the finances looks very, very good for you. Try to make time for your. Bye bye.